Hi, and welcome to the Stockscores Market Minutes for February 16th, 2026. Happy Valentine's Day. And in the spirit of Valentine's, let's talk about falling in love with stocks. You know, I'm often asked, why did my stock go down? Why did my stock go up? Why is gold going down? And this question is really driven by the desire to not listen to what the market's telling you, but rather to argue with the market. You know, we think the stock going down is not deserved because maybe we've listened to the story, we know everything there is to know, and we see no reason for the stock to go down. And so when it breaks its upward trend or gives us a sell signal, we still are hoping for bigger gains, and we stick with the trade, wanting to hold for even longer. And the problem with that is that we rarely have enough information to make trading decisions based on knowledge. You see, the stock market isn't fair. Some people get better information than others, and when they have better information, they act on it, and you may be dealing with a set of knowledge, information that's 2 weeks old, and someone might have some new information that is not yet widely known. Perhaps it's a large institutional investor. They sell the stock aggressively, or the commodity aggressively, or the currency. And in doing so, they're giving you a signal that it's time to sell the stock because the trend is being broken, let's say. A good sell signal, the break of an upward trend. But because we don't have that negative information that they may have, we want to still hold the stock. We want to argue with the message of the market. You see, everything that is known about a stock shows up in trading activity. And when a stock makes a move of some extraordinary manner, up or down, it's because someone has some information that justifies that move. And you probably don't have it yet because the public often doesn't have all of the information. There's some who have more than others. And that's why it's so important, and I've learned this the hard way, to never fall in love. Just do what the market says. And so if we look here at a chart of Apple, we have the upward trend line. Apple's a great company. We all know that. It broke the upward trend line right there. That was the cue to sell. And it went down and it rallied back, and it's now made a falling top and broken down from a falling top. It's best to not be in this stock right now. That could change in a week. That could change in 3 months. Sometimes we get these stocks that make these rapid gains, and if you listen to the story as the stock is moving up, it sounds very exciting. If you go on to social media or stock market chat forums, they'll say this is the greatest thing. They've got all these good things happening. This stock's going to $100. The targets are always above where the stock actually goes. And when you get these parabolic trends and then you break that upward trend line, the party's over. Don't get caught up in the story and hang with that stock all the way down here. You can't listen to the story. You have to listen to the market. All right, now let's get into our normal market analysis, and we'll jump into the Stockscores.com website. A reminder, you can sign up for my weekly email right here. Just start your free Stockscores membership and weekly email newsletter. I send out an email every week with stock picks, and what we're going to do on Stockscores now is just pull up some charts, and here is the first one, the S&P 500 ETF, SPY. The 1 month trend, you can see, is generally sideways. Quite a bit of volatility, which shows uncertainty, but fairly neutral right now. The 3-year chart is still in an upward trend, and until we break the upward trend line like we did there and we get a sell-off from that, we should stick with this, but we need to be a little bit cautious because it is rolling over a little bit right there. Let's see if that turns into something. The NASDAQ 100, QQQ is the symbol. You can see on the daily chart, more or less sideways, but on the shorter term 2-hour chart, we're starting to build some falling tops. So the negativity is building a little bit in those tech stocks. The 3-year chart, yeah, again, more or less sideways after strong runs through most of 2025. This market taking a little break and starting to get some profit taking. IWM, that's your small cap market. It is in a nice upward trend, little double top, potentially a falling top. If we break this upward trend line from this falling top, then I'd be concerned. But for now, we can remain relatively optimistic about small cap stocks, and you're going to see in a moment a good reason why. Moving along to the Canadian market, T.XIU is the symbol. Choppiness over the last couple of weeks because of the volatility in precious metals. Gold has made a decent rebound. Silver has failed to make that rebound. We'll talk about those in just a moment. But it's still in a long-term upward trend. If we look at the 3-year weekly chart, we see that trend is intact, but there's certainly some signs of concern among investors. So you want to be a little bit careful because of that volatility. Let's take a look at gold. Chart went parabolic. Anytime charts go parabolic, they usually come back to the linear trend line. Here it went parabolic, came back to the linear trend line. Parabolic, comes back. The concern comes if we break the linear trend line from a falling top. That could happen anytime because we are testing it, but it hasn't happened yet. So we can still remain relatively optimistic in the longer term, but short term the volatility is there. Now here on the silver chart, you can see there's your linear trend line. We've already broken that. So silver looks more negative than gold. All right, let's move along to currencies. US dollar, we'll take a look at the short-term chart here. And what we can see is upward trend line broken and series of falling tops. So relatively negative on the US dollar. Bitcoin, well, if you follow Bitcoin, you know it's been a bit of a disaster these last few months. Series of falling tops and really broke down through support 2 weeks ago, and we've just continued lower from there. So best avoided the Bitcoin market right now. All right, let's take a look at TLT, which is our Treasury bond market. And because there was some economic numbers that came out this week, which showed inflation was slower than expected, you had the bond market jump. Why? Because lower inflation means there is a greater likelihood that the US Fed will drop interest rates, and a lower interest rate means bond market prices go up, and that's good for small cap stocks. That's one of the things that I think may be supportive of small cap stocks next week, is this nice little jump here in the bond market. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, the 3-year weekly chart, it's still relatively negative because we haven't really started to build rising bottoms. But if we can break through this level from this little rising bottom, then we get a little more positive on the interest rate outlook. All right, so my ratings then, neutral on US large caps, long-term bullish, NASDAQ short-term bearish, long-term neutral, US small cap and Canadian stocks, both short-term neutral because of some volatility, but still long-term bullish. Gold neutral on both time frames. Oil, short-term bullish, long-term neutral. US dollar bearish, long-term neutral. Bitcoin bearish in both time frames, and bonds now short-term bullish and long-term neutral. All right, let's get into the trade of the week. This is a stock that made some crazy gains on Friday. So it's been a relatively slow market for day trading, swing trading. But every day there's something that moves, and this was one of the big movers on Friday. You can see here my action candle indicator, this little pink and orange dot right there, fired just after 2 o'clock. Again, I have no knowledge or why this is happening. You just trust the market. All of a sudden, there's abnormal buying coming into the stock. You can see the volume moving up. It's a low float stock, only about 6.5 million shares available to the public to trade, and boom. From under $1.40, $1.34 right there, to $2.46. And in the after hours session, it went up even more, made huge gains in the after hours session as well. Does it make sense? Probably not. Will it come right back down again? Yeah, probably it will. But if you're a trader, you don't listen to the story. You don't try to make sense of it. You just do what the market tells you to do. And in this case, buy signal, big run out of that, and you just ride and enjoy it. Well, hope you've enjoyed this week's Stockscores market analysis. If so, do me a favor. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment. Do you think that the gold market is going to rebound? Curious what your thoughts are on that. Or is it all done? And most importantly, as always, trade well.